This segment brought to you by Sure Crop, liquid crop nutrition delivered right to your farm.
We're back. Now we learn more about the Kansas Leoplod Conservation Award with Kyle Bauer and Stacy Hoeme.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer. I get the opportunity to visit with Stacy Hoeme. Their family has gotten the Leopold Conservation Award this year for Kansas. Stacy, it's quite an honor, but it takes a lifetime to get these kinds of awards, a lifetime of commitment. Tell us about your farm and the commitment that you've done to conservation.
Well, our farm started, like 2,000 acres. I remember my dad was farming, and then he decided to build a feedlot, and we started a feedlot business, and then I kind of ended up on the farm end of it and still built that up, and then he worked into leasing a ranch, the Pyramid Ranch, at one time in '75, so we started that. Then we ended up purchasing a ranch beside that ranch and got out of the Pyramid Ranch a few years back, and we do mainly no-till farming and a little rotation farming, and we have irrigation. We got a little bit of everything. We have CRP, we have fly lakes, we got a full variety at this point, Kyle.
In what I've seen, honestly, I haven't seen your application, but the award is a bit unique from the fact that you have so many different aspects of conservation, all the way down to wildlife. Wildlife appears to have a point of importance on your farm.
Yeah, we, a lot of the CRP and a lot of that we kind of started, and it was, what the problem was, a lot of the bad fields and bad areas we just decided to put it back in CRP in the 80s, and really blew up in the 80s, it seemed like, and then we grew from there and got more production off these other fields, and they benefited the wildlife, and somehow we enjoyed that wildlife as much as anything. We enjoyed the wildlife end of it. We hunt deer, we hunt pheasants, something you could do with the family, and it's a family ordeal. But I'm fortunate enough to have my son working with us and everything. So
your grazing management is a big part of your conservation, though. It's not just as simple as throwing cattle out there and gathering them up, and you've made a lot of commitment on the cattle side, on the grazing side.
Yes, we did a cell grazing on that, and it was very interesting when they started talking about it. We had to split up the ranch into 12 or 13 different pastures, where we only had 3 different pastures at that point, and where we had a wildfire go across it, and we fenced that off, and then we saw quite a production off that side of it, and so that's kind of how we got into cell grazing, and then we started splitting things up, and then NRCS had a program go on, and it helped us and it helped our landowners at that point, and so we split the ranch up and then started working our cell grazing. The water situation was a little bit critical, but we worked through a lot of that, and now we got it working really smooth, and we actually pull more beef off the ranch now, but we put more cattle on it, but they might not quite gain as well individually, but we can still pull more beef off the ranch, and the grass seems to do quite well, and we actually, this year we actually had enough rain this year, they did some harvesting of grass seed off of it, side oats and bluegram and that, so it was very interesting at that point. So nothing's in concrete. We just kind of play through a lot of things, Kyle, what we do. If it's a wet spring, we might plant more fall crops. If it's a dry, we might set back, and so I really don't know what I'm going to do from year to year at times. It's supposed to know, but we don't know all the time. So,
Visiting with Stacy Hoeme. Their Hoeme Family Farms got the Leopold Conservation Award this year for Kansas. Quite a commitment in both their grazing and their farming operation. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Come back after the break for this week's Kansas Farm Bureau update.
Mark your calendars for Tuesday, March 26th in Beloit, where the first ever Stock Growers Field Day will be held by K-State Research and Extension, the Kansas Livestock Association, and the Kansas Bull Test. The event will be highlighted by a market outlook from Cattle Facts, as well as a presentation from well-known reproductive physiologist Dr. Rick Funston, where he speaks about increasing production efficiency. From there, we'll also play host to over 30 ag-based businesses in the trade show and enjoy breakout sessions where producers can listen to speakers on topics that apply directly to their operation. This event should cater to producers of all size and scale and offer a social aspect as well, so we look forward to seeing you there for the inaugural Stock Growers Field Day in North Central Kansas.